Everyone, today I want to talk about something that challenges our comfort zones, tests our courage, and often leads to our greatest growth: taking risks. We all love comfort. It feels safe, familiar, and easy. We create routines that feel secure, avoid conflict when we can, and often choose the paths that promise the least resistance. But the truth is, nothing truly extraordinary happens in our comfort zones. The very essence of growth, whether personal, academic, professional, or emotional, comes from stepping into discomfort, from choosing the hard path over the easy one, and from facing challenges head on even when they intimidate us. Discomfort is a sign that we are doing something unfamiliar. It may mean we're learning a new skill, taking on a responsibility we've never had before, or pushing ourselves beyond what we thought were our limits. This unease, while often unpleasant, is a necessary part of transformation. Think about a muscle. It only grows when it's challenged, pushed, and sometimes even strained. The same is true for our minds, our capabilities, and our confidence. When we take risks that push us beyond what's comfortable, we expose ourselves to potential failure, but we also give ourselves the chance to succeed in new ways. Whether it's speaking in front of an audience for the first time, applying for a job you feel underqualified for, moving to a new city, or ending a relationship that's no longer healthy, each of these decisions involves discomfort. But with that discomfort comes the potential for learning, discovery, and new beginnings. Avoiding discomfort may keep us safe, but it also keeps us stuck. We become trapped in routines, limited by our fears, and disconnected from our deeper potential. Taking risks doesn't mean acting recklessly. It means accepting that growth often comes at the price of uncertainty. It means recognizing that the only way to develop new strengths is to challenge ourselves in situations that require them. It's important to understand that the discomfort of growth doesn't last forever. With time, the things that once scared us become part of our new normal. What once felt intimidating becomes manageable, even easy. This is how we grow, not all at once, but step by step, risk by risk. Each time we face discomfort and move through it, we expand what we're capable of. We admire people who are bold, who chase their dreams, who overcome challenges, and who seem fearless. But more often than not, those people were simply willing to endure discomfort to become better. They weren't born brave. They became brave by doing the things that scared them. In the end, staying comfortable might give us peace in the short term, but it limits what we can become in the long run. Taking risks and embracing discomfort is not just about achieving success. It's about becoming the person who is capable of that success. So the next time you feel nervous or unsure, don't automatically turn away. Ask yourself if this discomfort might be the very thing helping you grow. Failure is often misunderstood. Many people view it as a sign of weakness, a source of shame, or the end of the road. But in reality, failure is one of the most powerful tools for learning and growth. It isn't something to be feared or avoided. It's something to be embraced as a necessary part of any journey toward success. When we fail, we are presented with a unique opportunity to reflect, to improve, and to try again with greater knowledge and resilience. Every successful person has encountered failure. In fact, most have failed multiple times before achieving anything significant. Thomas Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10 zeros, zero ways that won't work." Each failure brought him one step closer to inventing the light bulb. The same applies to countless others: athletes who lost games before becoming champions, writers who were rejected before becoming bestsellers, entrepreneurs who went bankrupt before building thriving businesses. Their stories show us that failure isn't the opposite of success, it's part of the process. Failure forces us to confront our limitations and rethink our strategies. It teaches us humility and patience. When we fail, we are forced to ask important questions. What went wrong? What can I do differently? How can I grow from this experience? These questions lead to insight, and that insight leads to progress. Without failure, we would never be forced to adapt, to innovate, or to develop the resilience that success often demands. What's more, failure builds character. It teaches perseverance, determination, and mental strength. Anyone can keep going when things are easy, but it takes real courage to keep going when everything seems to be falling apart. That inner strength, the ability to rise after falling, is often what separates those who achieve their goals from those who give up too soon. Unfortunately, we are often taught to avoid failure at all costs. In school, in work, even in social settings, there's pressure to always be right, to always succeed, but this mindset creates fear, fear of trying, fear of risk, fear of stepping outside the familiar. And that fear limits our potential more than failure ever could. If we never try because we're afraid to fail, we're guaranteed to miss out on opportunities for growth. It's important to shift how we define failure. Rather than seeing it as the end, we should see it as feedback. A failed attempt isn't a reflection of our worth. It's a sign that we're pushing our boundaries, that we're aiming high, that we're in the process of learning something new. The only true failure is refusing to try or giving up completely when things go wrong. In the end, failure is not a dead end. It is a stepping stone on the path to success. Each mistake is a lesson. Each setback is a setup for a comeback. If we are willing to learn from failure, to grow through it, and to keep moving forward, then failure becomes not something to avoid, but something to value. Fear is a natural part of being human. It protects us from danger and warns us when something feels uncertain or unfamiliar. But while fear can be useful, it can also be limiting. Many people let fear control their choices, avoiding challenges, new experiences, or bold decisions simply because they're afraid of failing, being judged, or stepping into the unknown. However, some of the greatest opportunities in life, personal, professional, or emotional, are found on the other side of fear. If we allow fear to dictate our lives, we risk missing out on the very things that could change us for the better. Fear often shows up when we're on the edge of something meaningful. It's that nervous feeling before you speak in public, apply for your dream job, or admit how you truly feel to someone. But that fear isn't necessarily a stop sign. It's more like a signal. It's a sign that you're pushing your boundaries, that you're standing on the edge of growth. The bigger the opportunity, the louder fear tends to be. But courage isn't the absence of fear. It's taking action in spite of it. Consider how many dreams have gone unfulfilled simply because someone was too afraid to try. How many inventions, businesses, or ideas were never brought to life because someone was worried about failing. Fear tells us stories, you're not good enough, you'll embarrass yourself, you'll regret this, and too often we believe them, but the truth is, the regret of never trying is far heavier than the pain of falling short. When we move past fear and take risks, we open ourselves up to new possibilities. You might discover a talent you didn't know you had, build relationships that enrich your life, or land a job that changes your future. Even if things don't go as planned, you'll walk away with lessons, resilience, and experience that prepare you for the next opportunity. Fear keeps us in the same place. Courage takes us somewhere new. It's also worth noting that fear shrinks with action. The more we face what scares us, the smaller it becomes. What once felt terrifying eventually becomes manageable, even empowering. Every time we step outside our comfort zone and prove to ourselves that we can asterisk, we build confidence. Over time, we begin to trust ourselves more, doubt ourselves less, and welcome new challenges rather than avoid them. Opportunities rarely come labeled and easy. They often arrive disguised as hard choices, uncertain paths, or moments that ask us to be braver than we feel. But those who are willing to act in the face of fear are often the ones who discover the most rewarding parts of life. Whether it's a new career, a meaningful relationship, or a chance to grow into your full potential, these things live beyond fear, not before it. So the next time you feel afraid, pause and ask yourself, is this fear protecting me, or is it holding me back from something greater? You might just find that what you're looking for is waiting right on the other side. Confidence and resilience are two of the most valuable traits a person can develop. They allow us to face challenges, recover from setbacks, and pursue our goals with determination. But these traits aren't something we're born with. They are built over time, often through experience, effort, and most importantly, through taking risks. Every time we step into the unknown, make a bold decision, or challenge ourselves beyond what feels comfortable, we give ourselves the chance to grow stronger, braver, and more capable. Taking risks forces us to rely on our own abilities. When we choose to try something new or pursue a difficult goal, we can't be certain of the outcome. That uncertainty naturally brings fear or doubt, but when we go through with it anyway, we prove to ourselves that we are capable of more than we thought. Even if things don't go perfectly, just the act of facing the challenge boosts our self-trust. Over time, repeated exposure to risk builds confidence, not because everything always goes right, but because we learn how to handle things when they don't. Resilience works in a similar way. It's the ability to recover after failure, to keep going after disappointment, and to adapt when plans fall apart. These qualities don't grow when life is easy. They develop when we take risks, fall short, and choose to try again. Every time we bounce back from a failed attempt or continue after rejection, we strengthen our mental and emotional toughness. We begin to understand that setbacks are temporary and that we have the power to get back on our feet. Taking risks also teaches us valuable problem solving and decision-making skills. It forces us to think critically, to weigh options, and to accept responsibility for our choices. These experiences shape our character and help us develop a more grounded and realistic view of ourselves and the world. We become more prepared to face future challenges because we've already faced and survived uncertainty before. It's important to understand that building confidence and resilience through risk doesn't mean everything always ends in success. In fact, it's the willingness to fail that strengthens us most. When we stop seeing failure as something shameful and start seeing it as a necessary step toward growth, we unlock a powerful mindset. This mindset allows us to approach new opportunities with courage, even when the outcome is unclear. Many people wait for confidence to appear before they take action, but the truth is, confidence is often the result of taking action, not the cause of it. Likewise, resilience isn't built by avoiding challenges, it's built by facing them. Every time we take a risk, we're not just moving closer to a goal, we are shaping who we are. We're becoming someone who believes in themselves, someone who doesn't give up, and someone who is capable of handling life's uncertainties. In the end, confidence and resilience aren't traits we magically acquire. They are earned through effort, challenge, and yes, risk, and the more risks we take, the stronger we become.